Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, intuitive guide, and empowerment coach. And today is August 5th, 2020. I thought I would come in today and do a video on finances and on money and resources, giving you an opportunity to connect with your guides and your angels through an interactive experience. You're going to pick the spread by where your intuition leads you. I'm going to do 3 spreads, and each one will be focused on money and finances, and we'll go from there. And if you like the video, please subscribe, please hit that like button, and share the video. So here we go. I'm going to start with reading number 1. What does Spirit have to say for those of you that chose reading number 1 about your money, your resources, and your finances? Our first angel is Ray. The second is Daniel. The third is Azure. And the final is Chantal. For those of you that picked reading number 1, let me quickly explain while I'm shuffling the second deck. The first position represents the foundational, where you sit. What platform are you walking on about money? The second represents an opportunity and or an obstacle. The third represents the angel's advice. And the final represents the potential outcome in the near future for your money, resources, and finances. So joining the angel Ray is the cat. Joining Daniel is the Lady of the Lake. Joining Azure is the protection card. And joining Chantal is the frog. Okay, so Ray talks about yoga and exercise being essential to your well-being on the face of the card, and the cat talks about independence and healthy boundaries. When we're talking about money and finances, I really feel like what Spirit is saying is that it's time for those of you that picked card reading number 1 to connect with Spirit when it comes to your finances, and it will require healthy boundaries from those around you and independent thought. Ray has a yellow stripe coming up through her third eye. We can see the green and then the blue. For me, this represents the chakras. The power chakra, which is located in our sternum, right here under our diaphragm, I guess. This illuminates the color yellow, and then our heart chakra illuminates the color green, and then our throat chakra illuminates the blue. This connection to Spirit is about affirming that you are willing to receive your resources. Ray is very calm and cool and collected, and I want to think of it this way because many of you may be inspired to independent action, to start thinking about things that you want to do instead of going back to your old jobs. And when I say do, I mean things that you have always dreamt of. Maybe you wanted to be a carpenter. Maybe you wanted to invest in the stock market. And this would be a good time to potentially investigate that dynamic and to start to give life to it. Because in the opportunity or the obstacle is Daniel, the angel of marriage. But what Daniel talks about is the history that I bring into a relationship. What is your relationship with money? What is your relationship with your resources? What is your relationship with your finances? And now it's time to have courage and to have responsibility and to look to oneself by going into that independent thought. And when I say independent thought, I mean it's sort of like digging a little bit deeper about what is true to you. If you've been working in, let's say you're an administrative person and you have been, doing insurance administration for years and you're super good at it and you make a lot of money at it, but you've always wanted to take yoga and I don't mean yoga class, but a teaching class, learn to get your certificate and be a yoga teacher, then it's time to start to really think about that and to come into partnership with yourself and to look where your history has held you back from moving forward. Because in the angel's advice, this is about your money, about your resources, about your finances. Your desired outcome will happen in the near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it. And there's the protection card. And I want to say it this way because the protection does not come from, financial security. What it comes from is your willingness to be courageous and to look into your history and to really connect with Spirit in your independent thought from independent from where you have been thinking. I don't want to say it's independent. It may be independent from the people around you, but it feels more like if you've always thought about doing something a certain way, the independent would be allowing for a new way, because Chantal is the angel of romance and love, and the frog is about cleaning house and cleaning up your emotional baggage. It's time to move forward towards what you love, because it will truly bring in more money than you could have imagined. But first, it's going to take time to connect with your guides and your angels and to practice that independent thought. So for those of you that picked card reading number 1, I want to kind of leave you with this idea. Azure saying your desired outcome will happen in the near future. Have faith and patience and don't try to force it. That energy is about going into imagining what it feels like when the money has arrived, or when the resources have showed up, or when you feel secure in your financial, in your material body, because that body is the platform for which we allow ourselves all our other dreams. All right, I'm going to go on to reading number 2. All right, so for those of you that picked reading number 2, I'm just going to briefly, while I shuffle, explain the positions of the cards. The first position is the foundational position. It's the platform, the being energy, the dynamic with which I'm starting my manifestation. The second is my opportunity and or my obstacle. The third is the angel's advice for getting around the obstacle or taking advantage of the opportunity. And the final position is the potential outcome. Now we're talking about finances, resources, and money. And we picked angel number 1 is Adriana, the second is Ariel, the third is Oceana, and the final is Crystal. Adriana is being joined by the Perception card. Ariel is being joined by the Novice. Oceana is being joined by the Partnership card. And the Lady of the Lake is joining Crystal. Interesting, we got partnership in the first spread, and now we're seeing it again in the second, and the Lady of the Lake has come out again. All right, for those of you that picked spread number 2, angel reading number 2, Adriana says she's leading you towards the answers to your prayers through your dreams, your intuitions, and through those subtle thoughts that you're having. And there's the Perception card. I really feel like Spirit is leading you to a new perception about money. And I want to say it this way, because it feels as if overall having a connection to Spirit, when one studies the laws of attraction and they study spiritual concepts, manifestation is a formula in many ways. So for me, I feel like you're having, those of you that picked angel reading number 2, experiences with Spirit that are changing the way you view yourself and money in general. And now you're stepping out on a new platform. The Novice is about skill without practice, curiosity, and new beginnings. So here we see Adriana in the foundational position, leading you towards the abundance that you seek. And now it's about shifting your perception into allowing for abundance, into knowing that I am an abundant creature. And the connection with Spirit is going to start to give you experiences that will support that dynamic. But your job is to be new at this and to continue to connect with Spirit. Here's the Partnership card, connecting with Spirit and lovingly asserting yourself and taking action towards that connection with Spirit. It is not about seeking a job. It's not about trying to get a loan. It's not about trying to facilitate a physical experience that will give you finances right now. This is more about telling Spirit about what you need and desire, and then thanking them for showing you that you are standing vibrationally and frequency-wise, energetically aligned to that abundance coming in. Because Crystal is saying, have faith and hope. There's more on the horizon that you can't see, and this is going to require some courage. And the courage comes from your perception that you are being guided and being cared for. So this is what I want to say. For those of you that picked angel reading number 2, I think that what Spirit is asking for you is to spend a small amount of time. And may I suggest when you take a shower? Most people take a shower every day. It really doesn't matter. But it's a time when you're in water Water is about emotions, it's about intuition, and it's about fluidity. So I feel like as you spend time almost meditating during the shower, speaking to spirit, thanking them for bringing the resources, the people, the money, the resources, the dynamics that will help you move towards the things that are most important to you. Because if for some reason you're trying to plug a hole, if you're trying to say, oh, I need money, and it's based on a problem or a challenge, and it's not going to fill your heart or your soul with meaning and purpose, then I don't think it's going to work out for you. Because that's what 2020 is all about, transcending where we've been to where we really want to go. So that's what I'm going to say for those of you that picked angel reading number 2, focused on finances, money, and resources. Now we're going to go on to angel reading number 3. Okay, for those of you that picked angel reading number 3, while I shuffle the cards, I'm going to explain that the positions are like this. The first position is the foundational position. It's the step with which you are starting this endeavor. It's the energetic platform and belief. The second is your opportunity and or your obstacle. For every opportunity has an inherent obstacle, and every obstacle has an inherent opportunity, and it's up to us to figure out which is which. The third position represents the angel's advice for taking advantage of the opportunity or getting around the obstacle. And the final position is the potential outcome of the situation or dynamic. So we have Merlina is our first angel. Let's see who's joining her. Joining Merlina is the movement card. Joining Archangel Michael is the partnership card. Joining Fiona is the focus card. And joining Ray is the earth fairy. Okay, for those of you that picked angel reading number 3, Merlina talks about being confused and indecisive and needing more information and to do research. And then we have movement. So I want to offer it this way. For those of you that picked angel reading number 3, I feel the seeds of creation with you. I feel as if you are already kind of know where you want to go. Now it's about how do I get there? So there's a couple things going on. The how is not necessarily completely in your hands, but it is partially, because as you research, as you delve deeper into the dynamic of what you want. So let's say this. Let's say you have had a job and you've worked for years for a certain company, but you always wanted to have an Etsy store and to make jewelry. So now would be the time to research what are the parameters of being in Etsy? What does that take? What would it take for me to make my jewelry? If indeed you've had a job, but you've always wanted to be in a different industry, you still want to work in a brick and mortar place, but not quite where you've been, it's time to do some research, because there is some partnership that is being offered to you. And Archangel Michael is not only telling you that you'll be protected, but you will also be, and this partnership is with spirit, but I feel like there's a partnership outside of yourself where you will, when you do your research, you will meet this dynamic, because it may not be a person, it may be a resource of some kind. And now it's having the courage to connect with this dynamic and to take it to the next level, because there's the focus card in the angel's advice. And Fiona saying, now that you've asked God and the angels for help, be open to receiving their guidance in the form of the research that you're going to be doing, or the information that you will be gathering, or the information that comes to you. I feel like this is really about the impetus of an idea. Maybe you want to invest in the stock market. Maybe you're looking and you're saying to yourself, wow, 2020 has been pretty crazy, and maybe people are going to get conservative. Maybe it's a good time to buy. The things are low, because whatever is down will eventually have to come back up, because it's an opportunity for a new foundation for those of you in money. The earth fairy is about grounding. It's about foundations. It's also about physical health. But I feel like you're going to be guided. Ray talks about yoga and exercise being essential to my well-being. But when I see her power chakra coming up through her third eye, flanked by her heart chakra and her throat chakra, and she's sitting in a meditative position. So I feel like it's super important for those of you that picked angel reading number 3 is to really connect with spirit for a strong foundation as you see that they bring you the resources that you need and the information that you need, and to pay attention to inspired ideas. I really feel your opportunity will come through inspired ideas through spirit. And your job is in many ways to stand in that partnership with spirit and to give it enough time and focus in order for spirit to prove to you that there is more that you can't see with your physical eyes. So for right now, during this turbulent time, during 2020, when it comes to your money and resources, I feel like the connection to spirit is going to be primary in the sense of thanking them for all the resources, the dynamics, the people, and the money, and the ease of that flow. Okay, so that's it for money and finances for now. We'll probably do another video like this in the future. 2020 is such an interesting year. It's presenting new opportunities and new challenges. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, the information is below. If you'd like to share the video, that's awesome. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you with my next video. And I'll be back on Monday for messages from your angels for the week of, it will have been then, I think, the 10th or something, or the 9th. No, the 10th. Okay, guys, see you then. Have a great week. Bye-bye.